Good morning, students. Now, in this video, I'll be discussing the next type of the next topic for your computer application, that is typecasting or type conversion. Okay, what does this mean? In the previous video, we have discussed about data types. Data type what it was. Okay. Now we'll discuss what does typecasting mean, or typecasting. The other word is also called as conversion. The definition of typecasting is what? So it's defined as the conversion of from one data type to the another. When we convert one data type to another, that is termed as a typecasting or type conversion. That basically two types of your typecasting. Okay, one is your implicit typecasting, other one is explicit typecasting. So two types of typecasting we have. So there are basically two types of your typecasting, that is your implicit typecasting and one is explicit typecasting. Okay, implicit typecasting, other name is Coricon. Okay, so there are two different type of typecasting, converting from one data type to the another. Okay, what does implicit typecasting mean? Implicit typecasting mean that your conversion will be done automatically by the Java compiler. When you write it down now. So the conversion from one data type to another is done automatically by the Java compiler. Okay, when this is done automatically, that is called implicit typecasting. With the example you understand better. Okay, if I take an example, okay, I have written some examples. Okay, as well I have written on the right hand side I wrote the hierarchy of data type. Okay, as we see the data type of the hierarchy of the data type, byte, char, short, int, long, float, double, these are the hierarchy. Okay, as we go down the priority increases. Okay, it means it will get your double, we can the up one can be converted to the down one. Okay, should come in the order. Like say if I want to convert integer to long, integer, the long is coming down, no? So long is of higher priority, so or it's your hierarchy increases as we go down. So as we know, the long size is more than int. The memory size is how much? Is 4 byte. Long is of 8 byte. So from smaller to bigger it can get converted automatically, even from int to double. So when I write int a equals to 7 and when I wrote long c equals to a, what is happening that when I wrote long c equals to a, or when I wrote double b equals to a, in those places your typecasting is taking place, which is called implicit typecasting. Okay, the criteria, okay, what happens here is that if a is 7, in a memory location 7 is there. So if I take a high data type long c equals to a, c variable is of long data type, so it has more memory space. Yes or no? int occupied your 4 byte, whereas long was occupying your 8 bytes. Remember in the previous video data types we have discussed that about how much size it occupies. So when I wrote a equals 7 and when I wrote long c equals to 8, from the smaller data type it can get converted into a larger data type automatically. So long c equals to a, when I write, so what is happening, a value is an integer data type, now it is converted into your long data type automatically by the Java compiler. This is called implicit typecasting. Okay, when I write for the second example, if a is 12, so a is 12, in the memory location of a 12 is there, but when I write double b equals to a, what is happening, b is storing how much, 12.0. okay, since it is a decimal value, okay, double can store decimal value. So what we can see, b is a variable which is double, whereas a was int, so it is converting when I wrote double b equals to a, okay, when I wrote double b equals to a, what is happening, the value of a, which is int, is converted into double decimal value, okay, and getting stored in b. Okay, so this is a conversion taking place known as implicit typecasting, where the conversion is done automatically by the Java compiler. Okay, clear? Understood? Now there is a criteria for it. The criteria is that the destination type should be larger than the source type. Okay, so the destination type in which it is getting converted should be larger than the source type. int, the size of, as you see in the example, int, the size, it occupies is 4 bytes, whereas double occupies your 8 bytes. So it should be the destination type should be larger than the source type. Okay, or else you can also remember the hierarchy table to understand which will be having the larger size. Okay, understood. Destination type should be below in the hierarchy table. Okay, clear. And the source type should be above in the hierarchy table. Clear, understood. So this is the criteria for your implicit type casting. The destination type should be larger than the source type, and the conversion from one data to another is done automatically by the Java compiler. Clear, understood. This is your implicit type casting. Okay, you can even take an example for char. We have taken one special example, character x equals to a, and I wrote int b equals to x. When you see like this, what is happening here, this is also implicit type casting we can do. Okay, as we know, int is below your char, so it can get converted. Destination type is int and the char is your source type. Okay, so in this case, what is happening is, in the memory location of x we have a, and what will be happening in b. So if you see here, when I took char x equals to a, in the x memory location a is there, but when I wrote int b equals to x, I wrote b equals 65. Why not a? As we know, a is the alphabet value, okay, and b is the integer type, so it can store only whole number values. Yes or no? B is int value. Okay, so since b is an integer data type, it cannot store your character value. So what it will do is, it will take their ASCII value. Each alphabets in the Java or in your computer is taken as have their special code. Okay, understood. And those codes are called as ASCII codes. Okay, for each alphabet there is some binary value to each alphabets. As we know, whatever alphabets we enter, computer will not take it as those alphabets. Computer only understands 0 and 1. Okay, so what happens, whatever characters you enter from the keyboard, they have some specific number. Okay, understood. And those specific numbers are known as your ASCII codes, where capital A, the ASCII code is 65. So in B, your 65 will be stored. Okay, clear. Now I'll tell you what are ASCII code first. What is ASCII code? So you can see here what I've done for ASCII codes. Their American standard stand for American Standard Code for International Interchange. They are your specific codes for each characters which we enter from the keyboard as input. So whenever we are entering as characters, I want to write some characters as input for the program. That characters in the computer are not taken as it is. It is taken with in the form of their ASCII codes. Like the characters and the ASCII codes are, if capital A, the ASCII code is starting from 65, capital B will be 66, and capital Z will be 90. So it will keep on increasing from 65 to 90. Small a to Z, it will be starting from small a, it is starting from 97, and 0 digit 0 to 9 digit also if I stored in your program. Okay, those digits also have the ASCII value. Digits 0 is 48, 1 is 49, okay, 9 is 57. Okay, so these are the ASCII codes. Okay, now this ASCII code is converted into the binary digits and then computer understands it. Clear? Understood? So this is the significance of the ASCII codes. So as we take in this example, last one, we are doing implicit type casting. We have taken that last example, that was, so when we took that example, char x equals to a and int b equals to x, what is happening here? Char x equals to a, character x is a variable and of data type char is the source type, and the destination type is int, I know. So we know that character is a source type and int is here the destination type. So since x is storing an alphabet value, is a character data type, it is storing an alphabet value a. Now when I write int b equals to x, it will follow implicit type casting and it store not the value of x which is a, Rather it will store the ASCII value. Since B is an integer type, it cannot store your character value. So it will store the ASCII value of the value which is there in your variable x. Okay, so it will store 65. Capital A, the ASCII value 65, it will store that. Clear? Understood? So this is your implicit typecasting. This is what and these are what your ASCII code mean. Clear? Understood? Remember these ASCII codes. Capital A starts from 65, small a starts from 97, and 0 starts from 48. Clear? So this is your first type of typecasting. Now we discuss implicit typecasting. Okay, the next one we'll discuss is your explicit typecasting. Okay, so in this now explicit typecasting means what? In explicit typecasting, the conversion from one data type to another is done forcefully by user intervention. It is done by forcefully by the user. Okay, clear? So from small to big it can go automatically, but from big to small, like then in those typecast we have to do is what? Explicit typecasting. Like from double if I want to convert into int. Okay, clear? So since int the data type the size is less, so from and double size is bigger. So if I converting from double to int, so from bigger, since double is 8 byte and int is 4 bytes, so if I converting from double to int, I have to follow explicit typecasting. We have to do forcefully. We cannot do automatically. From small to big it can become automatically, but from converting from bigger data type to a smaller data type I have to do forcefully. That is your explicit typecasting. For take an example, so if I write double p equals 15.3, and if I wrote int a equals to int in the bracket and p, whatever data type I have to convert, I have to keep that in bracket. So since p is your source type is your double and int the destination type here. So we know here in this example that the destination type is smaller than the source. So this is the criteria for explicit typecasting. We'll be writing that follow up. Okay, then what we see here, we are doing forcefully. P is a decimal type, so if P we have 15.3, in A it will not get stored 15.3, rather it will get stored only 15. Okay, this is what will be get stored in the variables. P will be 15.3 because it is double, whereas A is integer, so it will only store a whole number value. So decimal part it will leave it. So it will store only 15. So this is a typecasting known as your explicit typecasting, where we are doing forcefully. You can see by P data type, and before P what I have written, a bracket I have written int. Okay, so this denote your explicit typecasting. Understood? So the criteria was what? The criteria is the destination type should be smaller than the source type. Clear? This is one example of your explicit typecasting. Few more example you can take for character also. If I want to convert integer value here, if integer a is given 98, I want to convert into character. Int is 4 byte, character is how much? 2 byte. So since int to char, destination type is char, so I have to convert into char. How will you convert it? What I'll write? I'll write char c equals to, we can take any variable, char x or c. Char c equals to, we can take in the bracket I will take char and then a. So what do you understood here? That our integer data type is forcefully converted into character. Okay, so if you have a as 98 stored in your variable memory location of a, so what will be stored in c? 98, the ASCII value 98. Which character have ASCII value 98? As we know, small a. As we know, the small a, the ASCII value 97, so 98 will be what? Small b. So in C, b will be stored. In this C memory location, small b will be there. Okay. It is, since C is a character value, it will not store an integer value. It will convert into character and store it. Clear? Understood? So this is the second type of typecasting known as explicit typecasting. Clear? Understood? Clear? So this type of typecasting means what? Conversion from one data type to the other is done forcefully by the user intervention, by the user. Okay, forcefully is done. This is called explicit typecasting, and the criteria is what? The destination type should be smaller than the source type. Clear? Understood? So today we have learned about typecasting and ASCII codes. Okay, typecasting, there are two types. Typecasting first means conversion from one data type to another, and one is implicit typecasting. The second one is explicit typecasting. Implicit is done automatically by the Java compiler, whereas the explicit typecasting is done forcefully by the user intervention. Clear? Understood? There are two type of typecasting. Okay, and we have learned about ASCII codes, special codes. Every character has some specific value codes to it. Okay, now those codes are called as ASCII codes. As computer doesn't understand your language, it has to take the characters in the form of your ASCII codes. Okay, understood? This is about ASCII codes. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.